Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Warrior fan, and welcome to MCTV Channel 20. This is Mike Powers along with Roger Schroeder, Darren Neufeld, Gene Winkler, Danny Maddox, and Jay Smith, bringing you tonight's ball game between the homestanding Marion Warriors and the visiting, what are they, Cardinals of Sedgwick. We are ready to start the pregame show. This is sponsored by Central National Bank. We may get interrupted by the national anthem. If we do, we will stop for that. But Darren Neufeld is going to be our sideline reporter tonight, standing in for Casey Case. So let's start with you, Darren. Your thoughts on tonight's ball game?
Well, Sedgwick comes in with a 1-1 record. The first week they lost to El Saline team by about 10 points, which they played a very good game. And then last week they beat Sterling by about 10. So this is a Cardinal team that is 1-1, but they're a lot better than that record. We're going to have to shut down the passing game. They're about a 50-50 run pass. We've got to shut down that outside flat passing and limit the quarterback's options. And I think if we can do that, we'll get a lot further down the road towards a win tonight.
I noticed in the preseason coaches poll, Sterling was picked to finish second in the league. Sedgwick was picked to finish third. I mentioned last week we were picked to finish first. So if they already beat Sterling, then this is just the alma mater.
Oh, we're all right.
We're good to go.
Keep going.
Yeah, we can keep going. And so if basically what I guess I was trying to say was this is probably a pretty darn good football team, as Darren mentioned. Roger, your thoughts?
I think they are, and the 1-1 record is, it's early in the season, and if they lost their opening night out, that's not uncommon. They're kids, and they made a couple mistakes and allowed the other team to get a hold of them. I really think this is going to be the first team that the Warriors have seen that can match up athletically, just athlete on athlete. Sedgwick's going to try to spread the field, both sideline to sideline and get vertical on you. They're going to throw it, they're going to run it, they're going to be up tempo. I think the last thing the Warriors want to do in this is try to turn it into a track meet. I think use the running attack that has been so prevalent from Warrior football teams over the course of years.
And last week.
Absolutely, and just grind this game out, keep the football, keep your defense a little fresh. And I know you got guys going both ways, but try to control the ball as much as you can, because this Sedgwick team wants to go fast. They want to run a lot of plays, and they want to stretch you and try to max you out. So there we are.
We will take a quick break and be back with the rest of the Central National Bank pregame show after this. The Marion Warrior Band just played the national anthem. We've got a good crowd showing up tonight. It's always interesting how they always trickle in. It looks like, oh, it's not that many, and then you look down at the end of the first quarter and the stands are filled. We're continuing the Central National Bank pregame show. Tonight, the Warriors, or whoever's headed south, will be going into a pretty stiff wind. I checked at about 5:30. That was out of the south-southeast at 18 miles an hour, and to look at it right now, that's about what it is. I don't know about the 18 miles an hour, but the south-southeast is right. Roger, I cut you off, I think. Anything else you want to?
No, nothing really to add. I think this is going to be a great test early in the season for our Warrior football team. I really do. I think, like I said, to lead off, I think this is the first team they're going to see this year, so far in this young season, that can really match them just athletically. And at this level, that does matter. And then you throw the scheme that they like to run on the offensive side of the ball with running more of a spread kind of vertical. They're going to run a lot of tunnels, a lot of bubble screens, things like that. They're going to try to stretch you one way to make you stretch the other way.
And they're going to do it at a very quick pace.
They are. They're going to want to go get a first down and get right on the ball and get after it again. So I think it's a great test early in the season for this football team.
Last year the Warriors went on the road to Sedgwick and frankly looked pretty bad that first half. We were kind of thinking, gosh, I hope we can hold on and not get blown away, and ended up blowing them away for a 44-21 victory. Darren, any thoughts on I don't know, last year is last year, but any thoughts about that?
Well, one of the things that we did well in that second half last year is we played our game. We came out and at halftime and we ran the ball and we ran it right at them and we just ended up running over them. And I think that's what we got to do tonight. And when we're on offense, we just need to run right over them and keep running and running and running, and that's what's going to get us closer to that W. One thing about the El Saline team that these guys lost to is if you look at the current some of the current stuff out at the state level, the El Saline's now being mentioned as one of those top 10 teams in 2A. So, preseason, they weren't even mentioned hardly in the top half of our league, and yet now all of a sudden they're they're the contender that hopefully when it comes down to the end of the season, we don't play. Hopefully they get beat somewhere along the line and we can end up with still a league championship all by ourselves. But, you know, that's a team that it's kind of the unknown. They've creeped up and played well. So the loss to them, I think this is going to be a very good Sedgwick team. I think the one thing we're going to have to watch out for is with that spread offense that they run, our corners are going to have to play extremely well tonight. If the corners cover those outside guys and so the safeties can come up and help, we're going to be in good shape. If those guys that are playing one-on-one on the corners get loose, safety's going to have to start dropping back, and Sedgwick's already all of a sudden going to have a good chunk of yardage up the middle of the field.
Yeah. I think that wraps it up pretty well, and I certainly agree with those comments. One last thought before we take a break and then come back with the opening kickoff. We will once again be without one of our starters, one of our stars in Tyler Palick. He got injured in the first game of the year against Inman. And we're told last week we were told it'd be a couple weeks. Well, that would hopefully mean next week. I guess we'll see.
You'd like to think so. He's not only a leader in between the lines, but he's a leader in the locker room and everywhere else with this team. So hopefully he's healing up nice and well, and he'll be back, if not next week, very, very soon.
All right, we'll take a break. Be back with the opening kickoff. Kickoff.
Whichever. Kick up, off.
We are ready for our tonight's opening kickoff, and we already have a breaking news story. WMCTV special correspondent Darren Neufeld on the field with the news break. Go, Darren.
Well, the Warriors won the toss. They deferred to the second half, but for some reason, and Coach Cheroff is trying to figure this one out too, the captains selected to kick into the wind when they had their choice. So we'll see how this one turns out for them.
Those are the kind of things that happen.
Look for this ball to only go to about probably between the 20 and 30, but it's probably going to be above the lights.
And that's okay. They'll have plenty of coverage underneath it if that's the case. And Austin kicked really well last week, but there was a discernible difference between going into the wind and with the wind, as one might imagine, and the wind was not nearly as strong as it is tonight. Number 10, Austin Neufeld, makes the approach. End over end kick. Taking it 21. Doesn't field it cleanly, but now he's got an open field, and he's going to get the ball out to the 39.
Well, Darren, you almost nailed that perfectly on the placement. And the return man, Braden Francis, wasn't able to pick it up cleanly, but that might have disrupted the coverage unit a little bit, and they were able to have a nice return.
Yeah, I think it came down on the 19, I think.
Oh, well, you were way wrong then.
Yeah, I missed it, sorry.
The Cardinal quarterback, Hooper Schroeder, is a veteran. He's just a junior, but he is a returning starter. He can throw, he can run. They come out in the spread, one back in the backfield, two receivers on either side. Quick pass out in the flat. It's going to be good forward. Man, I'll have to look at the spot. That may be a first down. Going to be close.
There's one of those bubble screens that we alluded to a little bit in the pregame show. We're going to see a lot of that, trying to stretch the field sideline to sideline to take their shot down the field.
And as is normal in the spread, they're up to the line of scrimmage. Look to the sideline, got the play, gets the pass off quickly. That was too high. By the way, our broadcast area tonight is sponsored by, and every night for that matter, Lanning Pharmacy. We appreciate Lanning Pharmacy, and we sure appreciate the broadcast area here. Our timeout sponsors, Tampa State Bank, and our touchdown three-point sponsors, Case & Son Insurance. We'll get to the first quarter sponsors in just a moment. Handoff, very little gain, but they didn't need much. It was 3rd and short. They got the first down.
They needed about 8 inches. I think they got 9, and they're going to move the chains.
About right. First quarter sponsors tonight are Eagle Communications, Prairie Land Partners, and Marion National Bank. And I want to thank Central National Bank that sponsored our pregame. Once again, quickly back up to the line. They'll get a lot of plays run. Hand off again. There's a little running room this time. That's going to be let's see the mark. Again, it's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, they just got it.
Gonna move the chains. That puts the ball. We'll call it on the Warrior 41. Sedgwick's been a tough team for the last several years. Quarterback keeper. Big number 73 in there, Jarrett McClendon, excuse me.
Good job there. Somebody else on the defensive line had excellent penetration there to kind of blow that play up before it had a chance to go.
We really don't have time to run. Gene Eulis have to keep some of those replays for timeouts and the quarterly breaks. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, wants to roll. He wants to throw. He's got a man open long. Wheeler's back there. Oh, and he pulls that in. That is an outstanding catch and throw. Throw and catch. Here's a replay.
Very well executed there by the Cardinals for the touchdown.
Probably not the replay we want. There, nope, now we're back to live. Well, trust us. About a 40-yard pass and catch.
Very nice throw there with the wind, just able to kind of loft it up. And Corbin Wheeler really had pretty good coverage there.
He did.
The ball was put in a good spot, and they were able to execute.
I'm going to bring the kicking tee in here.
He just threw it away, so no, they're not.
Okay. I'm going to kick it off the ground. A lot of wind at his back. Distance won't be a problem. Looks good. So Sedgwick jumps out to a quick 7-0 lead. The Warriors will have to respond. And we're still stuck. We're trying to give you the replay of that touchdown, but we seem to be frozen.
Technical difficulties, as they say in the business.
I don't know if we have a graphic for that, but we need to get one.
Well, not the ideal start, I don't think, that the Warriors were looking for, but they get a chance to get the ball on offense now and slow the game down a little bit, which I think will definitely benefit the guys in red tonight.
Yeah. You know, last week it was a little bit frustrating at times, but then, but I think, I say last week, actually the Inman game was a little bit frustrating because I thought we were clearly the better team, but just weren't showing it. We came out last week, decided to line up and rock 'em, sock 'em football, run it down their throat. Didn't pass it much at all. However, had we wished to, I think we could have really made use of it. And I hope that's the case tonight as well. We've got 10:16 to go in the first quarter. Roger, last week I think was the slowest game in the history of high school football.
Even with a running clock the whole second half?
Second half went a lot quicker. Well, yes, I'll admit that. End over end kick.
That might find the end zone.
Yeah, that middle of the end zone, so the Warriors will take over on the 20. Unfortunately, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, it just is what it is, but it would have been, I think, would have been nice to have the momentum that might have come with having them go into the wind that first quarter. But, you know, you can look at it on the other hand, if we can kind of keep it close and hold them here, we'll get that momentum, that wind at our back in the second quarter.
Absolutely.
All right, from the 20, Stringer under center. Stukely came in motion, now sets up on the outside.
Ball's on the ground.
We covered it. That was Wheeler.
It was Stringer tried to pull it out a little late on that one.
Looked like he rode him pretty far.
He rode him a long ways and then tried to pull it out last minute because he saw he actually had a corner wide open with Jack Talon.
Call out a gain of 3 yards, so the Warriors will be up 2nd and 7. Line of scrimmage is on the 24. Handoff again, and just not much there at all. That was Snyder with the carry.
Well, 3rd and medium to long here, not the ideal spot that the Warriors want to be in tonight.
Yeah, that's, you can call it what you want. It's a short 7, it's a long 6. Sedgwick is not all that big across the defensive front, but they've got some athletes there. There's a pitch. Oh, Wheeler, get on it. Man, that's going to be a Sedgwick ball. I'm going to say this, but I'm going to tell you it's not really a criticism. what Wheeler was trying to do there was pick up that ball and make a play out of it.
Yep.
What every coach will tell you is just fall on it, but I will tell you, every running back in that situation is going to try to pick that ball
Absolutely.
up and make a play.
The thing that, like you said, the coaching staff wants to see is him just smother it.
Yep.
But whatever, the first instinct in his head is to pick it up and try to make something out of nothing.
Yep.
And instead he made nothing out of nothing, unfortunately.
All right, so that sets up Sedgwick. First down on the Warrior 14. Quick pass out here. They had one blocker, did a reasonably good job, and that's going to go in the end zone. We are going to have to do a better job on the outside in that defensive backfield.
Yes, it's not an easy offense to corral. They have so many different things that they can do, and if you've got a kid under center or in the shotgun, in this instance, that can throw the ball accurately. He's hitting. That's 2 bubble screens now that they've been able to hit, and he hits the guy right in stride, and he's able to let his guys do something after the catch.
Another kick, again, appears to be good, and it is. So quick 14-0 lead, 8:55 to go in the first quarter, and Sedgwick is pumped up in the stands and pumped up on the on the sidelines.
This is a team, and it's not just their football team. Basketball, when we play them in the spring and baseball, they are a very emotional group. This Sedgwick team is. A lot of these kids cross over to basketball, they cross over to baseball. They're a very emotional group. They are going to tell you that they're up 14-0, and you're going to have to listen to it, and you need to do something about it on the field. There's nothing you can do. You're not, if you feed back to them, that's only going to help them.
I'm going to tell you, Roger, that, as we broadcast the basketball games, our headquarters, if you will, is right behind the visitor stands. And Sedgwick is by far, now I'm talking parents, so the kids might not be too far off the old, apple may not fall too far from the tree, but the parents are the loudest, the most bloodthirsty, and I don't care if they're up by 40, we're down by 40.
Yep.
They are screaming at every official's call.
Absolutely. We'll watch this kickoff here.
It's a little shorter, still going to go in the end zone, so no return.
We went down to their place a couple years ago, and we both had 2 really good baseball teams, and it was one of the better matchups that we had over the course of our season, and bloodthirsty might have been an understatement that day. We were both ranked top 10 in the state. It was midway through the year. We were both undefeated. It was just a great atmosphere, and the parents they're probably hungrier for it than the kids at sometimes.
Who won?
We split that day.
Okay. I figured if they won, it would matter of coaching, but... All right, Stringer under center again. On that option this direction, Chase keeps. Going to get about 3.
Good positive play on first down. Try to follow that up here on second down and try to stay in front of the chains a little bit, get a little momentum, keep that Sedgwick offense off the field.
Again, our photojournalists, our cameramen are Jay Smith with the primary camera and Danny Maddox with what we call the Danny Cam. A lot of the close-ups will be from Danny. The wide-angle shots will be more with Jay. 2nd and 7. Springer fakes, keeps, comes back in the middle. Oh boy, they are pawing at the ball. They keep the paw moving forward. And there was one of the Sedgwick kids came up with the ball.
Came out with it. I think Chase was firmly on his backside, and he just was still fighting for the football there.
It's a little better. I mean, obviously you'd like to see what we saw last week and have somebody break a long run, but this is very makeable. 3rd down, 2.5. Neufeld splits out on the left side. Hoffner now shifts over the other side of the line. Oh, that's a handoff to Wheeler, and there's not a lot there. We'll see.
Looks like he might have got to the yard to gain there, Mike.
Yeah, that actually he got more than I thought.
Yeah, it was actually the line push from behind.
There you go.
That actually got him pushed over the first down line.
That's a good step there for the Warrior offense. Get a first down and keep their offense on the field.
I have been accused of being somewhat Pollyanna on occasion, so I'll own it. I'll own it. But
if you own it, does it make it okay?
It doesn't make it okay. but I'm owning it anyway. Here's the deal. This is a veteran Warrior squad. They have been behind before. They have come from behind before. I don't think there's any panic out there. Obviously, it's not a good thing to be down 14-0 in the first quarter, but I don't think you'll see any panic from the squad at this point.
I don't believe you will either.
The pitch. That's Snyder. I'm going to give him about 3 again. One of the differences between this week and last week is the plays are pretty much the same. It's just a matter of good tackling on behalf of the opponent.
It's good tackling, and I hit on it a little bit in the pregame, is just the caliber of player on the field. I think this is a good athletic group on both sides of the ball for the Sedgwick football team.
2nd and 7 now for the Warriors. Hoffner splits out in the slot. That's a handoff again to Snyder. Snyder fighting hard. Going to pick up 4 to 5 yards.
You talked about last week. Last week our strength was in the middle, running between the tackles. We didn't get anywhere on the outside, and so far tonight, I think they tried that to start with, and that wasn't working so well. So now you start to see us maybe try a little wider too.
Well, and that's the thing, Darren. If we're with establishing the running game, you got to probe and kind of see what is working. 3rd and 3. Ball on the Warrior 37, going into the wind. Been strictly on the ground so far for the Warriors. Stringer keeps. Stringer's got the first down. I like that push to fall forward at the end of that play.
Leave no doubt, no measurement needed. Move the sticks, and another first down for the Warrior offense.
Brings the ball up to the 42. Warriors still on their side of the 50. Got a little drive going here. Neufeld's going to bring in the play from the sideline.
Safeties for the Sedgwick defense are within 6-7 yards of the line of scrimmage.
They really are. They're up tight. Stringer's going to roll. Pitch to Wheeler. Wheeler, nice block out there by Snyder. Wheeler's going to get the biggest gain of the night for the Warriors as he takes it to the... Where are they going to mark that? Into Cardinal territory. They're going to put it on the 37.
Corbin's limping a little bit coming out of that. Hopefully he can shake that off. Maybe just a little tweak of the leg.
Did a nice job of using his blocker out there on that top side of the field. Coming into the game is Evan Heidebrecht. That comes back out again.
They were going to send him in for Corbin.
Everyone in tight, including Sedgwick. Going to roll this direction. That's a pitch to Snyder. Good open field tackle. It's going to be a loss on the play.
Great open field tackle there by Mason Lacey for the Sedgwick defense.
Wheeler's still limping. It's not dramatic, but he is still limping.
The coaches are going to have to remove him from the field if they think he's going to have to come out.
He's not coming up on
there they go.
Well, they sent Evan in.
Yep. Don't give him a choice in the matter.
It'll be 2nd and 15. The thing I like here, Roger, with them piling everybody in tight in the box, we certainly can throw the ball. I don't care if it is against the wind.
Going to get a delay of game maybe?
I think so. That's not good. That'll bring up 2nd and 20. So now you got to start thinking about maybe getting back to the original line of scrimmage with this play and then set yourself up for a 3rd and 10. Neufeld out, Sedgwick in. Hoffner in here as a tight end. Stringer splits out. So Heidebrecht the only back. He stays in the block. Looking to pass, going down the sideline. That's going to be anybody's ball. And that's going to fall incomplete.
ball up for grabs there. Evan almost had to turn into, or that was Jack, I think, out there. Had to turn into almost a defender there and make sure there wasn't an interception to be had.
Yeah, that was a lot of air under that ball. And boy, that wind just hung it up there. I'm telling you, if you had the wind at your back on that one and Snyder just runs, he's got that defender beat big time. All right, 3rd and 20. Idebrecht and Snyder in the backfield. Wheeler's getting an ankle taped on the sideline. Ooh. That was a very ugly play. The ball hit the ground. It's going to be 4th down. Well, the only good thing I can come up with out of this, Roger, is that we didn't exactly flip the field, but at least we got it where we ought to be able to make them have to march 80 yards or so instead of 14.
Absolutely, and they're not going to put a return guy back, regardless, into the wind, with the wind. They're not going to put a guy back there, so Hoffner just needs to get this off and get it rolling down the field as best he can. He hits a nice driving punt.
Get to it. Don't let. Okay, that'll work. I think it's going to be
8-yard line.
8-yard line. Very good. So the Cardinals will take over on their own 8, and this is where the Warrior defense has to stiffen up. You don't have to get a 3 and out, although one would be nice, but you certainly want to make them punt before they get to the 40 so we can get good field position.
Yeah, it'd be a great time for a 3 and out here. Your offense started moving the ball a little bit. Fortunately, you started working backwards there at the end of that drive, but here's a good opportunity for the defense to show what they're made of.
It'll be a run forward. It's going to get to about the 13. Yep, 13-yard line. 2nd and 6. Murmas with that tackle. Wheeler back in at the safety position along with Snyder. Riley Hake at one corner. There's a running back that burst free up the field. Wheeler's going to make the tackle, but that'll be a 1st down. Get the ball out to the 37, 38. Warrior crowd getting a little impatient, not expecting to see the defense pushed around quite this much. First down from the 38. We got 2:30 left in this first quarter. Again, Sedgwick came out, 2 quick scores, up 14-0. Quarterback keeps. Wow, that's going to be another 1st down as he crosses into Warrior territory.
He made a great decision there. They were trying to throw a quick pass out to the wide side of the field. It wasn't there for him. He just tucked it and took it down the field.
Roger, he really does appear to be quick.
He is. He can move around a little bit.
Scouting report said he can run. We have to keep him contained, and so far we've not done that. Here's that quick pass. That's intercepted. Sedgwick of the interception. Warriors ball on the 49.
Right place, right time, though, for Zachary Sedgwick. The guy he was covering was trying to block him. I don't think he was the intended receiver. It was intended to go to the slot guy.
Yeah.
Zach happened to get underneath that block and do a great job.
Yeah, you're right. It was actually passed to the slot guy, and it was just thrown behind and above the slot.
Yep.
Number 30's name is, I think it's Kai, or it's K-A-U-Y, last name Root, Kai Root.
That's what we'll go with.
Okay. All right, Warriors 1st down now in Cardinal territory. Need to take advantage of the turnover. Even 1-1 on turnovers now. Geez, Snyder's going to get 3 yards, excuse me, not Snyder Stringer, but kind of scared me the way he had the ball out in front of him.
Had the little loaf of bread going out there.
Yeah, watch this here. Yeah, right there. Okay, he got 3.
You know, after that last Warrior pass, I bet you don't see another pass in the next minute, 30 seconds.
Okay, handoff to Wheeler, going to fall forward.
Trouble again with the exchange. Fortunate there to get the ball into Corbin's belly and have him fall upfield.
They're just not looking smooth on that exchange. It's a little scary,
If
isn't
it's
it?
not, it seems like it's been a little bit of the center quarterback, and then when they get to the mesh point, it's a little bit of quarterback and running back a little bit, and it's just throwing everything out of sync just enough.
3rd and 3. Stringer keeps. He's got the first down. Chose not to pitch to Snyder. I think Snyder's wishing he'd got it, but that's okay. He got the first down. Going to locate the ball right on. Well, the nose is touching the 35 of the Cardinals. Warriors come back up to the line. Two very different offensive approaches tonight. The Warriors going back to old school football, old school Warriors football, running between the tackles. That or the option. Stringer pitches. Oh! Wheeler kept his feet. Not sure how he did that. Holy smoke.
There's a flag.
Flag comes running from the back, Judge. I think they're going to call Sedgwick for a hit on the quarterback.
My holy smoke was that flag went 25 yards in the air.
Well, the officials benefit from the win too, Mike.
Yes, he does. It's a line drive.
You know, it's thrown from that back, Judge, there. I don't know if they are going to get a late hit or an unnecessary roughness, or if they might get a hold from back there. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's a block on the back against the Warriors. So it's a spot foul. They'll mark off 10, and the Warriors will still have first, but it'll be 1st and 20, and man, that's disappointing.
Well, I thought the way he threw it, was because the ball was way gone, and Chase got lit up. I really thought maybe he was calling on that.
Okay, Snyder's going to keep, Stringer's going to keep. Pitch to Snyder. Snyder gets through a couple of tacklers. He's going to get up very near the original line of scrimmage.
That's a good first down play there. At least get yourself remotely back to the line of scrimmage so you don't stay, way out of your element. I think that's a great first down play to get him back close to the sticks.
He must have stepped out a little before he actually went down. That's the end of that first quarter. St. Luke Hospital sponsors our quarterly report. This is something I've never said before. We'll go down for Darren's quarterly report. I may have said it, but I always said Casey's anyway.
Well, the scoreboard tells the whole story of that first quarter. It started off with kicking into the wind, and then it just kept steamrolling while they had the wind, that long pass play. And we're having trouble with on defense covering all the spots that quarterback is finding. He's a good quarterback. He's hitting his bubbles. He's hitting the spots. He's making good decisions from the backfield. So if we want this score to change at all, that's where we got to put our emphasis. Our offense is driving the ball here this last two series. So we need to punch it in here, get back within shot, and then defense stepping up.
Thank you, Darren. I want to thank our first quarter sponsors, Eagle Communications, Prairie Land Partners, Marion National Bank. Thanks St. Luke Hospital for sponsoring the quarterly report. We'll take a quick break. Our Warrior sponsors tonight are Marion Auto Supply, Gambino's Pizza, and Katie Insurance. Central National Bank sponsors the pregame and postgame, Lanning Pharmacy, the broadcast area. And our timeout and touchdown sponsors we'll touch on at the appropriate times. Roger, why don't you talk about those second quarter sponsors?
I would be happy to talk about our second quarter sponsors. They are Triple R Hauling, Shelter Insurance, Curie Real Estate, and the Marion Kiwanis Club.
Warriors back on offense, 2nd and 13. Stringer pulls it out, keeps, runs through a couple of tackles. Nice job by Stringer as he's going to get, it's going to be 3rd and less than 5.
He did a good job there of really riding Corbin into the line of scrimmage and pulling the ball out late. He was able to get the corner and get him back into a manageable 3rd down.
Oh, man. I don't like that spot at all. They're going to make it 3rd and 5. I certainly thought he was farther downfield, but they may have been closer than me. 3rd and 5 from the 30. Warriors might be in 2-down territory here, depending on what happens with this play. Here's the pitch to Wheeler. He's got it.
Nice block by Sedgwick.
And he's in the zone. That is a Case and Son touchdown.
Darren caught it right in the middle of the play. That was a great block on the edge by Zachary Sedgwick to really spring Corbin once he got that pitch. See it coming in right there.
Right there.
He cleaned out number 4, who's been running his mouth, for a lack of a better term, so maybe that'll kind of even things up a little bit.
Four's Braden Francis. He's a senior wide receiver. Cornerback on defense. Sorry? You can say that, Roger. Yes. Trust me. Casey Case and Kevin Hofer and Ed Wheeler have been on these broadcasts. Warriors going for 2. into the end zone. That's Wheeler. That's a 2-point conversion. So the Warriors are kind of getting back in this ball game, 14-8 early in the second quarter. Darren, I like the line play on that last play.
Yeah, that was actually the first time we've actually opened the hole, and actually Corbin didn't even get touched until he got into the line.
Yes.
That's the first time we've done that tonight. So I don't know, maybe the spring on the end. One thing we were just talking about here on the sideline is to put it in the air at least once or twice, because right now when you take a look, 9 guys in the box, and sometimes 10 and 11 are within 5 yards.
Yep.
And if you watch the quarterbacks, their corner right now, they line up on a wide out. They're not even looking at the wide out. They're looking at the quarterback and the backs coming at them.
Darren, we may need you on that north end. I think that probably the 15 is about as far as you can get for us. You're going to have to stay this side of the 15. We heard you, but it was cutting out a little bit. All right, Neufeld now going to kick with the wind at his back. Still a good, strong wind. Love to see them try to bring this out. Maybe we pin them down inside the 10. Oh, they're not going to get a chance. That's going to hit in the end zone. So turnabout's fair play. That's what they did with the wind at their back. Warrior defense now, they've got to resign themselves to the fact that this is going to be a war. They're going to have to hit. They're going to have to swarm to the ball. And the cornerbacks and safeties are going to have to play about as well as they can play. Handoff. I tell you what, ball carrier on that play was Colton Smith, and he did a nice job. We hit him at the line, and he managed to fight forward for nearly 5. Second and 6. Another handoff. Oh, good job there. Flag came in.
Not sure what the flag's going to be, but that was a really good tackle by Heidelberg.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to try to get through that arm tackle of Evan. I think we might get a hold here, the way that flag came in.
I was just hoping that, I was afraid they might have thought a face mask, but that wasn't even close. Yeah. Run that again, Gene. Run that again if you can. They called hands to the face against the defense.
Defensive lineman maybe getting his hand underneath an offensive lineman. You're going to see it right there.
Yep.
And once he goes that way and extends, that's where they're going to get him.
Certainly wasn't on the tackle. That was in the interior line play, and that's a correct call. That'll set Sedgwick up with a first down at their own 42. And off again. That's Smith, and I'm telling you, that time, that was the best.
That was Heidelberg again.
On that play.
Yeah, Evan did a good job there of filling. As soon as that guy got to the line of scrimmage, Evan was there to meet him.
Evan Heidelberg, a junior.
He's actually the one filling in for the injured Pollock.
Yeah, the good thing here is when Pollock comes back, you're going to have a seasoned Heidelberg to go along with Pollock. Okay, looking to throw. Now he's going to keep. Not too much there. He's going to pick up 5. It'll bring up third down. This Hooper Schroeder, pretty good athlete. People named Schroeder normally aren't. Well,
You got to watch the spelling, though.
that's true.
Got to turn and look for the ball.
Oh, they're going to call pass interference on that play.
He didn't turn around and look for the ball. He had good coverage. If he gets his head around, there's probably no flag that comes out there.
Yeah, he certainly didn't turn around. I'm just not sure how much he really interfered, but
the ball was underthrown, and
It was. And if the guy's trying to come back, he's not going to get to it with the man there. But gosh, if Jack turns around, not only do you not get that call, you might get an interception. The good news is that it's not the NFL, so it's just a 15-yard penalty and not a spot of the infraction. Nevertheless, it does put them on the Warrior 38 first down now. So 2 first downs in a row on penalties. Quarterback keeper falls across the 35, so he'll pick up a good solid 3. $9:48 to go. Visiting Sedgwick Cardinals lead 14-8. 2nd and 7. Nice job there.
Evan again.
Yeah. Evan was kind of going for the sack. You'll see him come up. The quarterback decided to go ahead, tuck it, and run. And Evan did a nice job of adjusting and coming back and making that tackle. 3rd and a long 4. Well, he's got open room right in the middle of the field again. That's Hoffner with the tackle, but he's going to get the first down.
Just a little design rollout there, and Hooper Schroeder didn't like what he saw and was able to tuck it and get the first down.
Kyle Horton comes in the ball game for the Warriors. Big number 71, Caleb Hitt, is in the center of the defensive line at nose tackle or nose guard, depending on what you want to call it. Warriors defense. First down on the 26. Oh man, handoff to Smith, and he's running free. Tackled in. Oh, it is a touchdown.
And a lot of room there before there was a red jersey in his face, and he was able to get upfield. Gets a touchdown.
Puts the Cardinals up 20-8 as they line up to kick the extra point again. A lot of time left in the second quarter. The Warriors need to answer.
Oh, that might not make it.
Yeah, they called it good. That was a nice job. I think that was Wheeler that laid out, tried to block that.
It was coming backwards as it was coming down.
That wasn't Wheeler. Who was that?
That was Dalrymple.
Dalrymple, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was 20 that laid out across there.
All right.
Well, Wheeler and Dalrymple turned the corner. I kind of looked up to see the kick, and you're right. Whoever said it, I think that almost blew back through the upright.
What happens if it goes through the uprights and then comes back?
Got to hit the ground on the other side.
Okay.
No, it's the plane.
Is it really?
Once it breaks the plane, it is a dead ball.
Is that right?
Yep.
I have, for a very good reason, I've never heard anyone on national TV, college, or anything discuss that, because how often is that an issue? But all right, Warriors will force they don't force, they will be the recipients of the kick from the Cardinals into the wind. See if we can get a good return
It's
here.
going to be a pooch kick.
Yeah, they like that little pooch over to the side.
Oh, more of a squib there, but
Nice job by Heidebrecht, and he's going to get the ball across the 50. So good job. A lot of times you're going to see somebody in that position just fall on it and say, hey, we'll have it on the 40, but good heady play by Evans going to get us
an even
another
better
11.
job there was he didn't try to do anything any more than he needed to.
Yeah.
Get the ball, get upfield, get as much as you can. He didn't try to dance and let the coverage team kind of set him up.
And actually, he was only one. If he could have spun away from that last tackle, he might have scored.
Yeah. All right, Warrior first down, 49-yard line of the Cardinals.
I like him to try to take a shot here.
Stringer's running the option, pitches it out to Snyder. Snyder's got some good running room. He's got the first down. He's still going. Only one man, and he does not have the angle. He's in the zone with a Case and Son touchdown.
That's a great answer there from the Marion Warrior offense. Chase Stringer's doing a really good job there of riding his first running back and getting that ball out to his pitch guy and letting his guys work in space. Good little walk-through block right there by Zachary Stuplick. and nobody's going to catch Jack without an angle, and he was able to run into the end zone.
You know, this is something that I've wondered. You watch the college game and you watch the high school games. Why, when you've got that kind of speed in the backfield, don't you run to the wide side more often? There you saw why. The wide side, nobody can catch Jack.
No.
We've run a lot of those to the short side, and you're bottled up with the sideline.
Well, you run into essentially a 12th defender.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, Stringer's going to end up keeping, and he's not going to get it. So that'll keep our score at 21-13, and that was a busted play. Stringer wanted to hand the ball off the opposite direction of where the running back went. You know, in talking, the point that Darren just made, I've always wondered that myself. I do think there is a time to run to the short side of the field,
Absolutely.
but in my mind, that's something you would do. Hey, they're going to expect us to go wide side. We're gonna mess them up. You know.
If you've got the numbers, then that 12th defender on the sideline doesn't really come into play. But most of the time, especially at this level, wide side's probably your best bet, especially when you got a guy that can run like Jack Snyder can.
Well, especially the way they got so many of you guys up in the box.
Yep.
He just proved it. You know, the only guy that had a shot at him was the guy coming clear across from the other side of the field.
And he was probably only 8 yards off the ball to start, too, so he's not going to have much of an angle working.
That was the quarterback, Neil Beber, and he was coming from the other side of the field. He's a 155-pound senior, but he would have had to have some rockets to kick in to close the gap with Snyder. So Neufeld will kick off again. By the way, the Warriors had 8, so with the 6 we had, that gave us 14. They had 13 on the scoreboard earlier, so 21-14 is our score. Tonight, by the way, is a little junior cheerleader night. We will try to get some of that halftime show, so if you've got your daughter, granddaughter, next-door neighbor here, just good job again into the end zone. Hits it about 5 yards in, so no return.
4.5.
4.5.
So I got to say that a little proud this time around.
Yeah, that's right. We can do the instant replay here and take a look at this. Oh, it went off screen. We're going to have to live with a 4.5. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20. Warriors need a defensive stop. Now the man breaks through. That's Smith again. Colton Smith has had a good night so far. Warriors are making contact with him, but he's just not going down, and he's picking up 5-6 yards at a crack. That time it's more like 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. They all look at the wristbands. They got the play from the sideline. Looking to throw. Nice job that time. Evan Heidebrecht with the tackle.
And he's had about 5 tackles in the last 6 defensive plays, it seems like.
Waiting to see where they're going to, I think they're going to move the chains here. No.
Short loss on the play, actually.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't a loss because they're going to
know.
nose of the football right short of the 30.
They're going to
Now they're going to move. What are they doing? Now they are moving them. Okay, 1st down from their own 30 for the Cardinals. From the shotgun. Handoff. Okay, that's a much better job on Smith, although he still got positive yardage. 53 in on that tackle was Jacob Vondenkamp. I think 73 McClendon also involved. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Each team has 1 turnover tonight. And off to Smith. Oh, he spun out of 1 tackle. Was that Hoffner?
It was actually Vonnekamp that missed the first one and then got hit by Hoffner.
Yeah. Yep.
And Bondy did a good job because he kept him on the inside. He didn't let him spin to the outside. He had to spin right back into the middle of our defense.
And that was a formed tackle by Hoffner.
Yeah, make him spin back to your buddies and have them clean it up. That was a great job.
1-yard gain, 3rd and 7. 6:45 to go, second quarter, 21-14.
A new look for Sedgwick. They've got 3 split to the left.
They're going to use a timeout here.
Okay, that'll be a Tampa State bank timeout. First timeout called by either team. That one taken by Sedgwick. Gene, have you got any great plays stored up that we weren't able to get to because of the quick way that, no? He says no great plays. Yeah, there's Jay Smith with a shot of some of the little cheerleaders, along with the Marion High School cheerleaders. Marion High School cheerleaders, by the way, are Bailey Baker, Emily Schaefers, Courtney Herzit, Emmy Hess, Charlie Nordquist, Sam Kelsey, Emily Hutchinson, Grace Overton, Jamie Wickham, Shelby Cairns, and Preston Snyder. Last week, Preston Snyder brought Rice Krispie treats for us, and Casey and Jeremiah and myself all thought she was by far the best cheerleader. Still doing a fine job, but I think she'd be doing better if she'd have spent the afternoon making cookies for us. If you'd like your child to be favorably mentioned on MCTV, we are not above bribery. All right, 3rd and 7. Kind of a big play here. This could kind of turn things around a little bit if the Warriors could force a punt. Gets the pass away. Oh, boy, that's complete. That's a nice job. Rolling to his left, Roger.
That's excellent. Absolutely excellent. I know it's the opposing team, and we want to have our defense get a stop there, but that was just a very well-executed play.
Right-handed quarterback, rolls to his left, floats it out there. Gets the ball into Warrior territory. So the Cardinals have a first down on the Warrior 47. The wind is showing no sign of laying down. Quick pass out this direction. Another completed pass, puts on a move. Race down the sidelines. He just voluntarily went out of bounds, but big gainer for the Cardinals. Roger, I'm not saying that you don't contest a pass, but you're going to have to make sure, even if you just grab on the shoulders and go for a ride, you can't overrun that ball carrier.
No, and he did a great job there of shaking the first attempt at a tackle, and when he's out in space like that, there's nobody coming quick enough to get him before he gets upfield like that.
First down now on the Warrior 13. Quarterback ends up keeping it. He's going to get a yard or two.
Actually, no gain on that one.
No gain? You're right. So 2nd and 10. Jake Vonenkamp with the tackle there. If this turns out just to be a trading touchdowns game, the Warriors in trouble, having given up that short 14-yard field touchdown early in the game. Schroeder, straight drop. That's your bubble screen again. That's going to go in the end zone.
Yeah, that screen was of the tunnel variety where they get him in behind the offensive line.
What they didn't catch is the guy that blocked Jack while the ball was still in the air.
Oh.
And that's why Jack's down on the ground right now.
Let's see that again, Gene, if we can. Jack Snyder being attended to by trainer Bina. Yeah,
he did. The tackle got out there and got to him as that ball was in the air.
Snyder's up, walking off the field. Good call down on the sideline by Darren. So that makes the score 27-14 as they line up for their 4th extra point attempt. So far, all good. Well, that was plenty of leg on that one. So 28-14. Warriors will get the ball with 5 minutes, 16 to play in the second quarter.
This is a big possession, and obviously when you're down 2 touchdowns every possession, it gets kind of big, but with 5 minutes left and you're getting the ball coming into the second half, I think this is a great opportunity for the Warriors to get down, get some points on the board, hopefully run quite a bit of time off the clock, and then you're going to receive the second half kickoff. So.
Yeah, if you can put yourself in that situation, which we certainly could, although they've got 2 timeouts they could use if they wanted to, but where you use up that clock, score going in, and then come back out, get the ball again, conceivably score again, you got a tie ball game.
Absolutely.
Maybe you have a tie
Well,
ball game.
and you keep that Sedgwick offense that's been, spinning pretty good. You keep them off the field for not only the extent of halftime, but the last 5 minutes of this half and maybe the first 5 minutes of the next half.
Yeah. So, and that's a good point because they are prolific, and the less time we have them out there, the better, which is why, if you're frustrated that we're not running a quick offense, I think it's better to, as long as we score at the end of it, the more time we can take on offense, the better.
If you can be methodical, I think that's the way to kind of counter the up-tempo that Sedgwick's trying to run with.
Warriors are waiting for okay, they're taking Snyder out, going to put Heidebrecht back there along with Wheeler to receive this kick. I think they want Snyder to have a little more recovery time after that last play.
I don't know if it was an issue because he was removed for an injury that he has to come out, but there was the PAT
that's what they're clarifying right now, that the PAT does or does not count as that one play.
Yeah, because Jack certainly was. Man, they're saying he has to come out. Notice he gets to stay in. Stuklik comes out.
Okay, the clarification is the PAT counts, but they were pointing Jack to the sideline, even though they said no, he can stay in.
I think they must have got confused about who had come in and who was supposed to go out or whatever. But anyway, here we go. Here's a kick into the wind. That's Pooch again. Taken by Heidebrecht again. Again, good positive yardage.
Yep, great job.
They'll spot that ball on the 43. Warriors will take over there.
As long as that ball was in the air, that was right on the fringe, and maybe him just waving a hand and calling for a fair catch there. Because he could have had a guy on his chin strap there if the front line doesn't do their job.
If there's a bright spot here in this first half, it's been Heidebrecht so far.
Yeah. He's been all over the field on defense, and we've seen him in the kick return game there on that pooch kick, kind of neutralizing it a little bit.
Okay. Warriors have 5-11 now with the wind at their back. Stringer keeps. He's going to get right about 5. 2nd and 5. Neufeld will come in as Stuklik comes off the field. Vendeska over D-center. That's a handoff to, that's Snyder. Good run by Snyder. That was pure power football as he gets that first down.
Good hard run and a great start to this drive for the Warriors as they look to get back in this game late in the first half.
That'll put the ball in Cardinal territory now on their 43. Stands have filled up. It's a good crowd here tonight. You can hear the wind in the microphones. That inside handoff to Snyder's not going to get much, maybe a yard.
That was Wheeler on the carry.
Was that Wheeler? Okay.
4s and 9s, it's hard up here.
Thank you, Roger. The only one who's ever given me any credit for that. It is hard between
I'm just
4s
covering
and 9s.
myself for when I do it a little later.
I'm just trying to help you out.
All right, 2nd and 9. Warriors have 3 timeouts.
Every Cardinal's within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Oh, Stringer's got a little running room.
Yeah, they jumped the pitch there.
They
saw the play going. They jumped the pitch. Chase did an excellent job to keep it there and recognize that and get upfield.
You'll notice, if you watch on the next time that happens or on a replay, look who's jumping that pitch. It's the corner.
Yep.
The corner is at the snap of the ball coming off our wide receiver.
I'd really like to see some kind of play action pass here and have Chase pull the ball out of his belly, take a little 2-3 step drop and get one down the field.
3rd down and 4. From the 37 of the Cardinals.
Here it is. Got him wide open.
Oh, wide open. That's Wheeler. He's in the zone. Justification for touchdown. That's not Wheeler. That's Stuklik.
I'm not going to say I called it,
Okay,
but I called it.
Okay, did the guy 2 windows down from you hear you when you said that?
I don't know.
He must have.
I don't know.
You need to walk down there right now and pat him on the back and say thank you for listening to you, Roger.
I don't like the look of Caleb Het coming off with that limp as Brandon Wynn goes in to replace him.
It was just a great opportunity. You're already in plus territory. You've got a manageable down the distance. If you get an incomplete pass, you're 4th and 4. You're probably going for it anyway there. So it was a win-win to throw the ball up like that.
Warriors once again lining up for the 2. And that time, yes, he's in the zone. That was Wheeler. That'll make our score Cardinals 28, Warriors 22. And here's the only negative.
There's time on the clock.
Too much time left on the clock. You know what this would be a great time, though, for would be some sort of a turnover from the Cardinals. Sedgwick could put one on the ground, and I would love that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're rolling on offense right now. Even if it's not a turnover, a quick 3 and out. You got all 3 of your timeouts. Hopefully force them into a negative play at some point in those first 3 plays, and have a punt and take your chances from, maybe midfield or your own 40 with maybe 2 minutes, a minute and a half left on the clock.
100% agree, but I got to tell you right now, the way that Schroeder, number 12, their quarterback, is playing, it's almost more likely that there'd be some kind of a mistake that a receiver would bat the ball in the air and we could pick it off, because Schroeder is playing really well.
He's had the one mistake, and all he did was lead his slot receiver about a yard too far up the field on that little bubble screen. And really, that's not a play that's normally turned into an interception. Stucklick happened to be in the right place, right time, and he made an excellent play by catching the football.
Went down and got it. That's right. All right, we got a 6-point ball game here. 28-22, 3:03 to go. Look for Neufeld to put it in the end zone again. Well, that may be about the same. 4 yards, Darren, 4 yards in. They'll take over on the 20.
That was only about 3.5.
3.5. I think he's just being contrary. He would have said 3, he'd have said 2.
He was right there on the goal line.
Next time we'll go plant a flag, we can come measure it after the game. How about that?
Yeah, just like the shot put, the discus. All right, first down from the 20. The Warriors really need, as Roger said, they really need to stop here. I'd love to get a 3 and out, but bottom line is I want no worse than a 28-22 score at halftime. Schroeder keeps.
Evan Heidelbeck again.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Actually, check that number. That was number 11 at quarterback, not number 12.
Okay. And I will look him up. That's Mason Lacey. He's a sophomore. He's 6 foot and 155.
I can't see. Is there somebody over there getting treatment anywhere, Darren?
In the warm-ups, number 11 was out there working with number 12 the whole time. So,
it looks like an equipment issue. I think I've got him on the sideline, and he had his helmet on the ground, and one of the coaches was tinkering with it. So,
and he just put his helmet back on, so we'll see if he comes back in next play.
Gonna roll. There's the pitch. They run a little option of their own.
Evan Heidelbeck. Evan's able to stand him up and let his buddies come and finish the tackle.
12's coming back in.
There was a 1 yard loss on first down. That's about a 6 yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. And I sure like the look of their offense better with 11 in the game.
That's a great opportunity for the Warrior defense to stand up and get off the field and get the ball back to their offense.
That's exactly right.
Got about a 3rd and 5, maybe 6.
We're under 2 minutes to play in the half. Right now at a 1:50 mark. Lots of time with 3 timeouts to go. Plus they stop the clock to move the chains. There's a handoff to Smith.
He's going to have the first down.
He's going to have it. He sure is. Has it by about a yard. Well, I like the fact, Roger, that we're not giving up chunks. If they want to get first downs at 4 yards of play, I'll let them do that.
What they're doing is the way they spread the field, they're making the Warrior defense play a too high safety look. And that's putting one less guy down towards the line of scrimmage, and they've had some success in the little read option game with the quarterback and the running back getting some positive yards on the ground.
Murmas just came off the field. Anton Venduska replaced him for the Warrior defense. Roll to the left this time. There's the pitch. There's Heidelberg right there, and he spins him. He's going to get 5.
Pretty good job there in the open field.
Yep.
Was able to at least turn him back towards the middle of the field and make the tackle in the process, even though he gave up some positive yards.
Kept the ball on the field. Clock is still running. We're under a minute to go in the first half now. Now quarterback's going to split out. We're going to have a wildcat situation.
No, 12 is still in the backfield, but 21, the dangerous receivers in the slot to our side.
Split out, okay. Well, Darren, it's a 2 and a 1. What do you expect from us? Good Warrior surge at the end is going to prevent them from getting a first down. I've looked for them to call a timeout, but so far, no.
I think they're content on sitting on this right now.
I think that's a mistake myself.
4s and 9s, 1s and 2s.
That's right. You
can throw 3s and 5s and 7s in there.
3s and 8s are tough. All right, 3rd and 1. 15 seconds to go. See if they even bother to snap.
They're not even going to snap the ball.
I think they're content with letting this go to the half.
All right, stay tuned. In just a moment, we'll have the quarterly report sponsored by St. Luke Hospital. Let's go down to Darren Neufeld right now on the sideline with the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report.
Now, let me get out of the way of the team headed to the locker room here. Okay, so that second quarter was so much better. Our defense actually started keeping them stopped. In fact, I don't remember too many plays more than probably, 10 yards, 15 yards at the most. And we got in that second quarter on defense. Conversely, just that one pass for a touchdown, that could open us up a ton, because now all of a sudden that corner on that side is not going to be able to be just coming straight into the backfield.
Yep.
So, that's what we got to do in the second half. We got to keep them guessing if we're going to throw something like that again. Maybe it even pulls a safety over. On defense, just keep them contained like we did in that second quarter. Yeah, they scored, but I believe they only scored 1 in the second quarter. I think they only scored 1 touchdown, wasn't it? 21 to...
I think you're right, or they scored one coming right out of the break.
Yeah, I think it was 21-14 or 21-8. I think it might have been 21-8 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
So, and 2 of those were those first quick, too. So, hey, second quarter, much better ball game. More like the Warriors are ready to play. Now, we just got to continue that in the second half like we did a year ago against them.
That was your St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. Our second quarter sponsors were Triple R Hauling, Shelter Insurance, Erie Real Estate, Marion Kiwanis Club. We'll take a quick break for these words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with cheerleaders. We're back and ready for our second half of tonight's action. I want to remind you our pre and post games are sponsored by Central National Bank and our broadcast area by Lanning Pharmacy. Our Warrior sponsors are Marion Auto Supply, Gambino's Pizza, and Katie Insurance. And we, of course, have mentioned our first and second quarter sponsors. Our third quarter are Marion Boosters, Marion County Ace Hardware, Carlson's Grocery, Hannaford Abstract. Let's go back down to the St. Luke Hospital sideline for a report from Darren Neufeld to start this second half.
Well, the Warriors will receive to start the third quarter, and we're going to be going into the wind in the third quarter, so we'll have the wind in the fourth. So if that, hopefully we can make up the one touchdown difference. Hopefully we'll have the wind in the fourth when we need to. Hopefully don't need it, but if we do, we'll have it.
Yeah, I like having that wind at my back in the fourth quarter. Just got to make sure that you're still within a touchdown at that time, Roger.
That's right. Oh, what we wanted at the end of the first half happened. We got a score. No more points on the board for the other side. We're going to get the kickoff here to start the second half. So let's see how the Warriors handle it.
Now the Warriors are going to, here's a kind of a squib kick, and a roll dead at about the 12 where it's picked up. Snyder's got it there. He's working his way back upfield. Gets driven out of bounds, but he's out across the 35. Good return. I think Snyder thought he was hit out of bounds. We'll take a look at this replay. Gene, let this...
Yeah, he was. The second guy hit him way out of bounds. The first guy had him wrapped up in bounds, but the second guy came out and almost hit the coaches.
And Tiroff's getting in the official's ear about it, so he's going to try to take care of it. Hopefully the next time they get it.
One of the things I know Grant says is, you know, if Roger's the name of the official, Roger, you're better than that. You're better than that. All right, Warriors will have first down on their own 38. See if they're willing to just keep it on the ground here, or if they would go to the air. I think Stringer's certainly got enough arm to do it. You don't have to go with a big bomb, certainly. You can go with shorter passes. Hand off to, was that Snyder or Wheeler?
Looks like Snyder.
Yeah, it was Snyder. Where is Wheeler?
Wheeler's right down there with Jason Bina. Hopefully he's all right. He's kind of gimping around a little bit, but
Snyder was the one we were kind of worried about at the end of the first half. They split Neufeld out on that left side. Oh, Stringer kept that time because he ran into his back, and the back knocked him forward 5 yards.
Wow, that was an interesting play, and it disrupted the timing of the handoff, but it worked out. Somebody came shooting in there and just kind of propelled him forward. First down for the Warriors nonetheless.
Darren, I see where you are. You might talk to that gentleman beside you, see if maybe at the end of this quarter he'd be around where you could do a quick interview with our new superintendent.
Can do.
First and 10 from the Cardinal 48. Pitch that time to Heidebrecht around that left side. Heidebrecht's going to pick up at least 9.
Good first down play there from the Warriors, getting to the edge, and Evan doing a good job of getting upfield, getting as much as he could there.
But they're going to spot it just inside the 40. So second and a long one. Scoreboard says second and 2. You can pick whichever story you like the best. Neufeld on this side this time.
Again, everybody on the Sedgwick defense is within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Stringer keeps. There's a pitch out this side to Snyder. Snyder gets around the end, goes out of bounds just short of the 30. Like about the 32. It will be a first down.
Can you put that up into the wide side of the field?
Good point.
Hey, Roger, hint that down 2 windows, would you?
Darren, I know that you think that they would pay attention to Roger, but I'm telling you, it ain't going to happen. All right, first down.
Wishful
Warriors.
thinking.
Yeah. First down from the 32. Straightforward, and boy, that's a good run. Nice run by Snyder. He may have he's short of the first down, but he's got 8 yards.
He got 8.
Yeah. Another good first down play for the Warriors to keep everything moving in the right direction. Darren, they might listen to me if we were about 100 yards north of here. I know what I'm doing over there.
Oh, God, I'm so slow. Talking about the baseball field. I am slow. All right, second and 2. Hand off to Heidebrick. He's got the first down, and he's inside the 15.
You know, on this drive, which is great going into the wind, what you'll notice is we're actually running between the tackles now.
Yes.
Yep. Establish that opens up the outside.
Easy to say after Darren just said it, but honestly, I was just thinking that we're getting something between the tackles, which was very hard to come from in that first half. I guess I'll say. Okay, Heidebrick. No, Stringer kept that time. He bounces outside. Stringer gets down near the 5. That's a nice play by Stringer. Hard looking.
Jumping over bodies.
Heidebrick lost his helmet. He's coming off for a play. Corbin's back in.
Okay. All right, 2nd and 1. Ball spotted on the 6. You guys said it earlier, Heidebrick has really played well tonight. Yeah, into the line, going to get the first down.
3-yard line.
3-yard line, okay. Warriors will have a 1st and goal from the 3. Our producer, Gene Winkler, points out that for us to talk that glowingly about someone who did not bring cookies means they really are
playing well, absolutely. I think you take 4 chances here between the tackles and try to punch it in. 1 would be fine.
Yeah, be nice just to get it on the first one, but I get your point. No, got a
That's going to be offsides.
I assume on the defense, Darren?
They're going to get a
They're going to call false start.
That's not good. You go from a goal to go from the 3 to goal to go from the 8. It's not a disaster, but does change the complexion of things.
That was on the tight end. Tight end shifted.
Wheeler's
yeah.
noticeably hobbling
He
there.
sure is. Just by his body language, yeah, he's very frustrated, very frustrated. Yeah, Stringer is literally fighting with the ball carrier, Snyder, there. That was not clean at all. Got a yard. Take another look at this. You'll see Stringer sticks it in the gut of the ball carrier, and then both of them just kind of keep their hands on the ball as they go forward for a yard. 2nd and goal from the 6. So pick up a 2 there. Stringer keeps, pitches to Snyder. Snyder goes for the corner of the end zone. He's in the zone. There, Case-and-Son touchdown. He just tied up this ball game.
Great drive coming out of halftime by the Warrior offense, just right down the field. The only little mistake we had was the false start there when we got 1st and goal, but great job there on the option, and Snyder's able to punch it in for 6 and tie this ball game up.
You know, we got down inside that 10-yard line area. They stacked the middle, so because we were running up that middle. Then we got to that out now, and there was nobody out there.
Good catch. All right, Warriors going for 2. We have a tie ball game here, 28-all. Heidebrick with the catch. No, I'm sorry, I bought the fake, but it doesn't matter. Snyder gets it. He's in the zone. That's a keeper. I had everything wrong. That's a keeper by Stringer. He's in the zone, and that's a 2-point conversion.
Everything was wrong. The result was right.
I like it.
They are blowing up the interior of the line, though. And
Number 73 is going to be feeling that tomorrow. Stringer just ran over him going into the end zone there for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, somebody from the D-line there on Sedgwick just knifed in there and really almost blew the play up, but Chase was able to keep his feet and barrel into the end zone to get 2.
All right, let's remember, the Warriors now lead 30-28. Let's remember how this game started. Warriors kick off into the wind. Sedgwick marches it down the field like they're playing against the JV, and that's an overstatement, but they scored fairly easily. They go up by a touchdown, extra point good. Warriors fumble on the next possession. Sedgwick takes over on the Warrior 14, goes in a play or 2, and suddenly it's a 14-0 deficit. We've been fighting back this whole game. now's not the time to breathe a sigh of relief.
No, not at all. No, because they're going to have the wind at their back, and the way that they can throw the football, they even proved they can throw the football a little bit into the wind. Obviously, the downfield element's probably not quite there, but they're gonna hang around. They're gonna have a plan here coming into their first drive of the half.
Tell you what, though, Roger, I love the fact that there's only 7 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
Great opening drive by the Warrior offense.
Hopefully, the Sedgwick won't get more than one chance. They take the ball on the 15 on the kickoff. Get a little something along the outside. Go out of bounds at the 32, 33-yard line.
Wheeler's on the field. Looks like he's going to try to gut the rest of this one out, at least on the defensive side of the
Tell you
ball.
what,
I think that's probably what you're going to see. Is you're going to see Corbin in on defense only, and then right now they pulled Jack off, and Stringer is in at safety.
he is. Wheeler's such a good athlete. Get him out there. All right, from the 32, inside handoff. Going to pick up at least 5.
Heidelbeck again on the shoestring.
Roger, worst case scenario, let's assume that Sedgwick's able to score here. At least you make them take some time, and then
Corbin's coming off.
Yeah, he is. We keep the ball the rest of the way, so they only get one possession.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, Wheeler is off the field.
Quarterback draw.
All right, nice play. I'm continue to be impressed by Hooper Schroeder. He's got the first down. Puts the ball right on the 45. Really surprised this Sedgwick team lost to El Saline. I haven't seen El Saline play, but this is a pretty doggone good team we're looking at right here. Yep, Schroeder again. That time, very little gain, about a yard.
Good job there. Blaine Murmas kind of held him up, and Garrett Hoffner finished him off there in the middle of the hole.
You know, actually, it was Blaine that was getting held up there. There's their offensive linemen were holding Blaine.
Blaine reached out and grabbed some cloth, it looked like, able to slow him down a little bit.
2nd and 9. That handoff that time to Smith. Colton Smith picks up 5 yards.
Another good tackle by Evan Heidelberg there to get him to third medium.
Anton Vendeska comes in as Blaine Murmas comes out. Vendeska is 6'4", 249. Murmas 6'4", 228. Get a little more beef up there. 3rd and 4. Ball on the Marion 49. Schroeder hands off to Smith again. He's going to be short. It'll be 4th down. All right, Roger. You're the Sedgwick coach. What do you do?
I think you're going to see him go for it here. I think you're going to get Hooper Schroeder rolling out one direction or the other and give him the run-pass option. I think that's the play here.
Actually, they switched quarterbacks.
Okay.
But I think you're right. It's going to be a run. It's going to be a run option to the left.
Now we're back to Mason Lacey. It's going to be 4th and 2. 3 receivers over here, only one on the right side of the field, short side. Quarterback keeper. We got a flag.
He's going to be close to the
That's
line of
going to
game.
be holding.
They're going to be a hold.
There's going to be a hold on that one.
Vendeska was putting pressure on in the backfield. I think he might have been the Marion player that got held, if that's the call.
Yep. That was pretty obvious. He took him all the way to the ground while he was holding him, too.
That was a tackle.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Going to put them back into Sedgwick territory, probably move it back around the 40-ish, 41. And it'll be 4th down there.
They're still going to go for it. I think they want to take advantage of having the wind. Could look for one of those tunnel screens like they ran down at this end for a touchdown earlier in the first half.
Schroeder's back in at quarterback. 4th and 14. He's looking long. He's got a man open, and he overthrows him. Whew.
He had him.
He had him.
You know, he got behind the coverage there of Sedgwick, and he had a step or two on him. The ball was just thrown too far towards the middle of the field.
Well, if that ball was thrown up in the air, I think it's a touchdown. But he didn't anticipate keeping it that low that the wind was going to carry it that much extra further.
Yep.
Thank goodness he misjudged.
Yes. Could be a real turning point in this game. It's a little early to be calling that, but if the Warriors go down here and score, it's sure going to change the dynamic of the way this game has been up to this point. Handoff into the line. Heidebrecht, I believe.
Evan didn't think he was down. He was trying to go. He was laying on a pile of bodies. So,
well, you know, yeah. If you're just laying on somebody else, you're not down. Give Heidebrecht 4 on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 6. The ball will be spotted at the 37.
Unfortunately, the whistle blew.
Yeah, there you go.
There is that technicality.
Those killjoy
Just a little
referees.
bit.
There's your pass play. That's to Sedgwick. He pulls it in. Sedgwick's going to get down inside the 10. Man, I don't know. There's a little extra at the end of that play.
That's my favorite player.
That'll be a Warrior first down. Just watch at the end of this play. Just a little bit of extracurricular here. Okay, he's dragging him down.
And when you get burned, sometimes you get upset. So
that part right there.
Yeah, there was extra after. There should have been a flag.
when you get torched, sometimes you lash out.
1st and goal on the 8. Heidebrecht with the ball. No, it's Snyder. He's in the zone. Kaysen touchdown.
That was a very big swing in 3 minutes of game time that just happened. Unbelievable job by the Warrior defense to force a turnover on downs and then to go right down the field with a nice little pop pass play, get him down in the red zone, and then Snyder there punching it in. Excellent job by the offense. Great calls by the coaching staff there to get him.
Roger, this is a big conversion attempt. Right now, it's still a one-possession game.
It is.
You put this in, suddenly it becomes 2-possession game. Snyder with the carry. He's in! He's in! Warriors go up by 10. Wow. What a swing.
Got a Warrior down on the field. I can't really see who it is.
Okay, that Hoffner is the one that's kind of attending to him. But look at that, I'm guessing that's a cramp.
Yeah, it's a Snyder cramping up.
It is a little bit of a sticky night, but it's certainly not hot. Plenty of wind. Not the night you would expect people to be cramping up just from.
A little humid, but not
humid,
too
yeah.
bad. These kids have played in worse.
However, Roger, as you look at both teams when they're on the field, the starting lineups, those jerseys appear to be wet. I think there's some playing and some sweating going on down there.
Well, you got a lot of kids playing on both sides of the football, and a lot of plays have been going on in this game. With the up-tempo that Sedgwick runs, there's a lot of plays that have happened so far tonight.
Got to give the Warrior defense some real credit here. That was a big swing. I admit we were helped by that penalty on that last drive, but nevertheless, we still had them at 4th down when that occurred.
Yeah. And penalties are part of the game. We've had them on our end. We almost backed ourselves out of a goal-to-go situation down there at the other end. We were able to overcome it. And Sedgwick was not.
And if you remember in that first quarter, there was that one, I think it's their 3rd touchdown when they got to 21 points. Just on that one drive, I know we had 3 penalties of 10 yards or more.
Yeah, we had the hands to the face early in that drive.
That's
that
right.
Sparked them.
That's right.
I remember saying after they scored that touchdown, we gave them 30 yards on that drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you hand somebody 30 yards, I don't care where they start, makes the drive a lot easier. All right, Neufeld now kicking into the wind again with a 10-point lead. 3:36 to go. No score from the Cardinals. I keep wanting to call them Wildcats so far in this half. At the 18. Taken down as he crosses the 30.
Great job there. Kyle Horton knifing in, making the tackle.
What number is Horton?
Number 50.
There he is, yeah, 5'9" junior.
Great job there on his kickoff coverage, staying in his lane and making the tackle.
Just saw Coach Kraft give Neufeld a pat on the back as he came off. All right, 1st and 10. They actually spotted that on the 31. It's way out there. Oh my! I recognize that Vandenkamp is a linebacker. He did a nice job, but had he looked up, he was going the other way. It's a pick 6. Take a look at this. I don't know if you'll be able to see Vandenkamp here.
He got there right at the time the ball did.
The pressure from 33 of the Warriors. 33 is Colton Brewer. 2nd and 10. Straight drop over the middle, complete. Quick tackle brought down there by Stringer.
Chase got there just a little bit too late. Well thrown ball by Hooper Schroeder. We've got a flag coming in.
Flag, and we got Warriors clapping.
I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the receiver.
Receiver down there for Sedgwick was number 30. Not finding him on
Kai Root.
That's right. He's on the scouting report. He's not on the program.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mentioned earlier that they like to tell you how good they're doing, and that was an instance there where I think the official was a little too close to earshot. So,
yeah, that was not a late hit. That was not a shove or a push.
It was a blatant taunt.
Yeah,
and
purely taunting. Warriors rushed Springer out on the field here. We were a man short. Now he's in that safety on that top
better
side.
get depth.
And they're going for the whole enchilada. It's overthrown. Woo! We dodged the bullet there.
Actually, Corver came back off on that before that play, and Chase had equipment issues. So Sheriff was getting ready to signal for a timeout, but then they got it fixed. So Chase was running out at the last second.
And Chase was late getting on the field, and late getting over to that side, and Francis had a running start at him, and he's 40 yards down the field.
Has he got his shoe off? What's he doing now?
I think he's looking for his wristband.
It's laying down there about the 20.
That's too bad.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, 2nd and 10 from their own 39. Sedgwick looking to the sideline for the play call. Now they're gonna officials.
Are they going to
timeout.
give him an official's timeout?
Oh,
for
to
that?
go get that thing? Yeah, well. Here's the thing. They all wear those little wristbands. The coach calls in the signal, whatever it is, and they look at the wristband to know what the play is. I don't see why that's an official's timeout.
The official did a good job, though, keeping the coach off the field so he couldn't use it as a timeout to coach his kids.
Okay, very good. Get it off the field, but don't let them.
That's right.
I got you. Okay.
I don't think it was an issue to get it back to the player. It was just to get it off the field to play.
That's Schroeder. Now he's taken down after a short gain.
Flag on the play, too. I think it's going to be holding, but I'm not sure.
It's in the area of a hold.
Murmas comes in. Vendeska comes out.
They can't get Hoffner on a hit there, can they?
Oh, I can't see how it could.
Well, they did.
Oh,
Yep, that's...
We got to see that again, Gene.
I saw it on the first replay, and they're going to get Hoffner on a defensive player. It's going to happen right in this side of the camera.
Okay, over on the left side of your screen.
You're going to see coming in right about there. He laid somebody out, which I don't understand. The quarterback's turning it up. That guy's essentially a blocker. I don't understand that call.
Marion coaches are not happy either.
And they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm not saying you couldn't make that call legitimately. I suppose you could, but you got to look at the intent of the rule as well.
And I agree, player safety's got to be number one, but you're asking a kid there who doesn't have his head turned the right way you're asking Hoffner to step around him, and I don't think you want that.
Inside handoff right up the middle. That's Smith. Colton Smith's going to get a lot of yardage, still on his feet as he gets near the 15. It is still a collision sport, Roger.
It is.
And not like he hit him in the helmet or anything. Okay, enough of that. We'll move on. 2:46 to go in the third quarter. Warriors up 38-28. Cardinals have the ball down to the Warriors 16. 3 receivers on the left side of the formation, 1 back in the backfield. A roll to the right. Quarterback keeps, gets drugged down as he gets the ball inside the 15.
It's Evan Heidebrecht's 54th tackle tonight.
Heidebrecht has had a game, hasn't he? Murmas comes off. Sedgwick switches places over there with Riley Hake. Quarterback comes this direction, which is Sedgwick's direction. Good blocking out here by the receiver, and he takes it in the end zone.
Well, they did a good job there of just kind of stretching the defense and finding a seam and turning it up.
Folks, if you look at your newspaper or your neighbor does and says, boy, there wasn't any defense played the other night at that game, you tell them that's not the case. They're just two teams playing really well on offense right now. Looks good. It is good. That'll make the score Marion 38, Sedgwick 35. And we've got another kickoff coming. Stay tuned during the break because the St. Luke Hospital Quarterly Report will go down to the sideline to Darren for that. And by the way, our third quarter sponsors are Marion Boosters, Marion County A's Hardware, Carlson's Grocery, Hannaford Abstract, which is actually Security First. Security First.
Yep.
Yes, Security First, not Security Second. That would not be appropriate. Folks, I'm going to say right now, and I don't think that this is really going out on a limb, that we may be in for a whale of a fourth quarter in this ball game.
I think we are. You've got both sides that are emotionally invested.
Yeah.
I think these teams since the league, since we came into the Heart of America League, this has been that team that they don't go about things quite the same way that most Marion teams do, and that creates a little bit of a clash in culture, even though we're only 45 minutes away.
I was talking to a Marion fan today, and they were saying who are we playing, and someone that is familiar with the league that lives elsewhere now said, "Oh, Sedgwick, is that the dirty team?" And that'll be about 8 yards deep in the end zone, so Warriors will take over on the 20. And I don't know that they're dirty, but they are, as you said, they're emotional, they're aggressive, and they're never going to get the congeniality award.
No, they're not, and they play hard. I don't want to take anything away from the way that they play and prepare. Just the way they go about it sometimes can
Great.
Yeah.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Warriors, 2:09 to go. Would love to see us march out, at least get a couple of first downs. Maybe be able to kick with the wind at our back if we have to kick. Better yet, don't kick at all.
No kicks.
That run's going to take us out nearly a 5-yard gain. Evan Heidebrecht with that carry. Looks like Sedgwick is the receiver at the top of the Warriors formation. Snyder and Heidebrecht in the backfield. Stringer under center. Stringer keeps. Turns back upfield. He's got the first down.
That was a good hard run by Chase Stringer. He really did a good job. He had a guy kind of draped on his back, and he finished that run with authority there to get the first down.
Roger, I was just looking there. I'm seeing Marion offensive linemen 5-6 yards upfield. I like that.
They are getting a good push. I think it's gotten better as the game has gone on, too. I think they're kind of settling in, and the game plan is to go after them, and the offensive line is buying into that.
1st and 10 now from the 33. Stringer keeps again. Boy, that hole closed fast.
That did.
Just talking about the defense for Sedgwick. Defensive end 175, tackle 210, tackle 170, end 225. That's not bad size, but that does not match up with the size the Warriors have.
No, and they don't want to match up and smash mouth per se. They want to use their speed and their athleticism to their advantage, both on the offensive side and on the defensive side. By putting in some smaller bodies, they can have some guys that can knife and make some plays.
2nd and 7. It's a good run there by Snyder. He's going to get another first down. Roger, I'm wondering, however, and I get your point. I mean, sometimes you can counteract size with speed and quickness, but assuming these teams are equally conditioned, so they're both in the same shape, deeper into the game.
Oh, the big boys are going to take over.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the quarterly report here. This probably will be the last play as Darren for the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. We'll have a special guest. It's not Roger.
That's good.
Sure is. Oh, ball on the ground. Stringer picks it up. He's going to get pushed back. With the forward progress, he won't lose anything. That will be the end of our third quarter with the Warriors up 38-35. And now the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. Go down to Darren Neufeld.
Well, real quick, hey, that was a great quarter. At least on the scoreboard, pretty even, and we were going into the win. So luckily, hey, win in the fourth quarter. And joining me here at the quarterly report is our new superintendent. So I'm going to turn it over to him and ask him here what he thinks so far of this game and so far of his time here at Marion.
I'll tell you what, Marion's a wonderful community with a lot of support. Just look at the crowd tonight. The little cheerleaders did a great job tonight. They came out and did wonderful things. Boys are having a fight tonight. We're in a dogfight right now. They did a great job in that quarter, pulling ahead into the wind, and now hopefully we can just stretch it out here in the fourth.
Darren, Mr. Homburg, Aaron Homburg, our new superintendent, is an old football coach, asking if it's hard to not be out there yelling at people.
They're asking, because of your past coaching experience also, are you able to keep yourself on this side of the line, or would you like to be out there still pushing them on?
I tell you what, coaching's in your blood. I mean, you just love it when, first time in 23 years I haven't been on the sideline, so yeah, the boys do a great job. It's a lot of fun to be out here with them and getting to know them all, and Coach Tieroff and his coaching crew does a great job, so it's just fun to watch them work.
I was teasing him a little bit ago. I was wondering when he was going to jump out and actually hit one of the refs or something. So, he's been pretty quiet and calm.
That's a bad plan. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. That carry is going to gain a couple of yards. We'll call it a 3rd and 7.
I like him to go to the air here. I think you've shown some success with a little play action and then getting over the top of that defense. If they're going to keep everybody at the end at the first down marker, I think it's a great opportunity to try to take the top off.
I hope they take this one to the edge.
3rd and 7, maybe 3rd and 8. It's about a 2.5 yard. You can call it whatever you want. Stringer keeps. He's going to get the first down. He's around their side. Stiff arms a man. Finally goes out of bounds at the 35. Good game with Stringer.
Great tough run there. Darren, excellent call on that to get him stringing it out, and Chase with a very hard run. Stiff arm with authority on my favorite player at the end of that, too.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to pitch. That was the thing. He was able to keep it the whole way. Had he had to, though, the pitch man was there, and we would have got the same amount of yards.
That is correct. He just strung it out.
I get it.
Oh, man.
From the 34, first down Warriors. 3-point lead. An eternity to go in this game, 11 minutes. Stringer keeps. Now he cuts back upfield. Once again, he's got a man kind of dancing with him, and he gets 5 yards.
He's doing a good job of kind of taking what's there, and when it's not, he's just getting upfield and trying to get what he can.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're seeing a little bit of that size difference there. Their linebackers, Chase outweighs him plus out heights him. So I think, when it gets in that little dancing thing you're talking about, he's able to fall forward every time.
They're dancing, but he's leading. 2nd and 5. Once again, Stringer and the ball carrier are fighting over who's going to get the ball.
Well, I think Chase is seeing those linebackers dart in and out of that A gap, and he's wanting to get that ball to the edge, and unfortunately got it too far into his tailback there.
We got 2 yards on that play, though, so it's going to be 3rd and 3. Sedgwick comes in. Roger wants to you wanting to dump it over the middle? Is that where you
want that play action pop pass that they've done a couple times. You've got everybody from Sedgwick within about 6 yards of the line of scrimmage again.
Yeah, they are not respecting the pass at all. Oh, boy. There's a pitch out to the Heidelberg. Actually, I think we're going to lose on that play, but nice job on Stringer's part to keep his head.
Yeah. And I think the idea was they were probably going for it anyway, so they wanted to run maybe a safer play. They were probably hoping to pick up a yard or two and make it, a 4th and 2 instead of a 4th and 4, but here we're going to get backed up to about 5 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 5. Snyder and Heidelberg remain your backs. Wheeler's on the sideline, got his helmet on, so he could come back in. All right, wants the pass, wide open out there. Oh, Sedgwick just can't get to it.
I like the play call, and it was there.
Yeah, whoa, was it ever there? You got another look at it here.
And actually, look at the tight end in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he had two
Hoffner,
choices.
he had a good choice, Hoffner too. But kind of like what happened to Sedgwick on a couple of their long passes, that wind just carried it too far.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. We made the comment earlier, it's part of football. It happened to them, now it's happened to us. So Sedgwick with the ball back, a chance to regain the lead. They're on their own 29, going into the wind. Hand off to Smith. You got a flag.
There's going to be a holding, and Heidelberg's down.
Yeah, Heidelberg's hurt. Heidelberg made that. He tripped him up.
He made the hit.
He's holding his
as
shoulder.
he was being held.
He's holding his arm or shoulder or something.
Yeah, we just showed the replay here. Show that again, Gene. Maybe do a slow-mo on that one. I know you had slow-mo, but do it again. It is a holding penalty. Number 7 is Heidelberg. You'll see him. He's at the right edge of your screen. You'll see him coming in, making the initial contact. Right there.
He's working up in his shoulder collarbone area, and they're helping him up, so it's obviously not a collarbone.
Good. Yeah, you're live right now as you see trainer and Coach Tiroff out there with Evan. Jason Bina, the longtime Warrior trainer. Yeah, Heidelberg's clearly hurting a little bit, but I thought it was his left arm that might be hurt, but it's his right that's dangling.
No, it's his left. It's his left.
It is his left, okay. Okay, that'll push them back on that penalty. It'll be 1st and 20. They'll be pushed back to their 19, they being the Sedgwick Cardinals. Battle of two of the better teams in the Heart of America League.
Jared Ray now in at the other middle linebacker.
Number 46. No. Number
64.
Yeah, see,
46, 64.
They get confusing.
He's a 5'10", 185-pound junior. Well, now that's another good run. That's going to get up back to the original line of scrimmage and about a yard past it. Schroeder with the carry.
Unfortunately, that was right in Evan Heidelberg's hole.
Yeah.
Jared overran that one just a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He over-sprinted to the far side.
2nd and 9. A roll to the left side, cut back upfield. Not much there. He may have gotten a yard.
Good job by the Warrior defense. Garrett Hoffner and Colton Brewer getting up off the bottom of that pile.
Brewer also in on that play. You got number 73 out there, McClendon, right in the middle at that defensive nose tackle, nose guard position. Murmas on the left side at the defensive end. 3rd and 8. Straight drop. Nice flushed out of the pocket. Need to close on him. Now he gets it away long. Nice done. Nice job on the defensive backfield.
Yeah, the combination of Stringer and Ray were there to break that one up.
Yeah, we had guys that stayed underneath the route and did a great job. I thought he was going to tuck this and run. He gets up close to the line of scrimmage, is going to turn it loose. Great job by the defense.
I couldn't pick up the number. I thought, as well, Roger, thought he was going to tuck it and run, but we had somebody coming up to close that off. Is this their first punt tonight?
This is their first punt.
This would be their first punt.
Neufeld back deep to receive. There's a timeout. That's called by the Cardinals.
That is a a Tampa State Bank timeout.
Tampa State Bank timeout. Now we're watching Evan Heidebrack on the sideline. He's clearly in some pain, and it definitely is that left shoulder. I don't want to pretend like I can diagnose anything, even if I were down there, but, he wouldn't be out of the possibility that he's got a little separation there.
Yeah, you look at, you think a separated shoulder or collarbone kind of thing. It didn't look like a collarbone just the way he fell, but having broken mine 3 times, I can tell you that it doesn't take much.
Yeah, he kind of fell a little awkwardly, and he was making the hit at the same time he went down. So you're right. It didn't look like it was the jarring hit down into the, up into the shoulder area from like an arm going down or elbow going down, but obviously in some pretty good pain.
Jack Snyder down on the sideline.
Yeah, they're working on Jack's lower leg cramps again.
This is kind of a war of attrition here with Wheeler. Now Wheeler's back on the field, but he's still limping heavily.
They're going to go for it here. Or they might try a pooch punt.
4th and 8. From their own 31. Now we've got an officials
timeout. They're going to get a timeout from the Marion side.
Okay.
They were hollering up here in the box, you have timeouts, you have timeouts. They didn't think they had the right personnel on the field.
Yeah, they bring
when they made it look like they weren't going to punt, coach wanted to put another safety back in.
Both teams now have 2 timeouts left in this ball game. We've got 8 minutes exactly to play. Again, our score, Marion 38, Sedgwick 35. Yours truly has been content to some extent to concede, well, we can give them a touchdown, but we'll have the win, we'll go back and get one. No longer willing to do that because I don't want to see them go ahead in this ball game.
No.
You go for it here, it is a gutsy move. I mean, you are literally just rolling the dice for the whole game.
You could see a variety of things here. You could see a pooch punt. You could see him just throw a ball downfield, hope for a pass interference or a jump ball catch. You could see one of those little tunnel screens that they ran with success in the first half.
4th and 8 from their own 31. Straight drop. He wants to go over the middle of the field, and it's caught. It's caught. And now we got a flag.
They're going to get tear off for sideline interference.
Oh, did they run into him as they ran down the field?
It was pretty close.
Okay.
Sideline warning.
Okay, that's fine. The sideline warning does not come with any penalty, but if it happens again,
it will.
It will.
Yes.
All right, they picked up the first down. That was a gutsy call, and it worked for Sedgwick. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Oh, a little bobble there. They get the handoff away to Colton Smith, and he's going to go forward for about 6 yards.
Carried by number 8, Colton Smith, tackled by Jarrett McClendon.
Big number 67, Anton Venduska comes back in. Jarrett McClendon on that last tackle for the Warriors. 2nd and a short 5. Hand off to Smith again. Smith's got the first down. Gets inside the 35. Wheeler made that tackle and came up gimpy.
Sedgwick's going to try to go fast here. They want to get to the line and keep the momentum that they have going.
Snyder and Wheeler, 2 of our best athletes, are literally subbing in and out.
You got limping on, limping off, limping on, limping off.
1st and 10 from the 34. 7-minute mark. Quarterback keeps. Oh, nice job. That was a nice job by number 20, Noah Dalrymple.
Noah Dalrymple did a great job there.
Good open field tackle. Gets him after a gain of 3.
Dalrymple, 2nd down.
Noah, a 6'3" junior. We got some height on this football team. 2nd down. Quarterback keeps, goes around that left side. He's going to be dropped for a loss.
Jacob Bondenkamp there. Great job in the open field to corral Hooper Schroeder.
That's a good loss on that play. A loss of about 4. It'll make it 3rd and 9.
Somebody needs to remind Vonnekamp not to come up and celebrate like that because easily because he's facing the other sideline.
Just for goodness sake, just say whoopee and nothing.
Good luck reeling him in.
I get that. This is not the point of the field where you want to get a 15-yard penalty.
3rd and 9 from the 32. Keeps, goes forward. He's going to get inside the 25, but he'll be short. It'll be 4th down.
It's going to be close, about a yard, maybe a half yard.
Let's see it marked here. Okay. It's going to be just about a yard. 4th and 1, and it'll be a Sedgwick Tampa State Bank timeout. Or perhaps it'll be a Tampa State Bank timeout called by Sedgwick. I don't know if we mentioned our Warrior sponsors this half: Marion Auto Supply, Gambino's Pizza, Katie Insurance. Our pre- and post games are sponsored by Central National Bank, and we're broadcasting from the Lanning Pharmacy broadcast area. Hey, who's our 4th quarter sponsors, Raj?
Our 4th quarter sponsors are Marion Dye and Fixture, Edward Jones Investments, and the Lumberyard.
I had to help Roger out on that because he saw that 4, thought it was a 9, and got confused. Our crew tonight is a little different than we've had so far this year. Casey Case is gone. We got Darren Neufeld on the sideline. Jeremiah Lang is gone. We got Roger Schroeder up here. Hopefully before long we'll have Roger and Jeremiah. And of course, Gene Winkler is our producer director. And our camera operations are run by Jay Smith, the pizza man, and Danny the Madman Maddox has the Danny cam. All right, big play in this ball game. 3-point lead. They're on our 24th, 4th and 1. From the shotgun, quarterback rolls, turns back upfield. He's hit. Oh, I think he's got it. It's going to be real close, but oh man, Darren.
Looks like he got it.
It depends on the spot.
They just moved it back. Now they flip it around.
It's our ball. It's our ball. We're going to measure it, but if based on where the other far stick is, it's our ball.
Yeah, I see Jack Snyder is pretty certain.
They actually, they did not give him a favorable spot. They actually spotted it where he went down, which is, doesn't happen often. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be short, about a ball short.
We'll take a look at that last play.
Yep,
as you
they're
see the
short.
measurement.
That's a big stand by the Warrior defense.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's huge. With only 5 minutes to go in this game, you could play the rest of this game without Sedgwick touching the football again.
Well, you absolutely could, Roger. Here's that last play real quick. See, as he cuts back upfield, he's hit right there, and then there's a secondary line of defense that drops him down.
I think was the initial hit made by 33. I
Yes.
think it was.
Yes.
Brewer was the one that hit him first.
Yep.
One timeout left for the Cardinals. Warriors have 5:23 left on the clock. The ball's on their own 24. Got to protect the ball here and get first downs.
Both Wheeler and Snyder are back in.
Corbin Wheeler got that carry, and he's going to pick up a solid 3, maybe 4. Yes, I'm going to call that 4. Second and 6. I'm looking on the sideline. I can't find Heidebrecht. Yeah, there he is.
He's right on the back talking to Scott there.
Talking to his dad.
But his helmet's still on, but I doubt you see him again.
He's definitely got that left arm cradled. Okay. 4th and a long 6.
They're fighting over the ball again.
Yeah, Stringer and Snyder, and we're going to lose about 3 on that. I'm going to bring up 3rd down and long.
There's something that if something to take away from this game on our offensive side here, I think they need to work on in practice is that pullout.
Yep.
It seems like all night Chase has been trying to pull out way late.
Yeah.
And you want to pull it out late, but he's extremely late, and it's really straining the way that action's supposed to work.
Hand off to Snyder. Snyder's going to get the ball across the 30. He's staying down. He's got the ball at 32-yard line. Officials timeout for injury.
It's cramp again.
Okay, good. Waiting for the spot here.
He's going to be
He's short for sure, but I wish they'd put the football down. There we go.
not by much.
They're going to spot it at the 33.
Actually, yeah, those are the football across the 33. And that's going to make it about a half yard to go. I'm showing a first down over on the other side, but I think it should be fourth down.
Correct. And they're going to change that right now.
I liked it better when it was first. You hear the wind in the microphones. It's probably not blowing at the 18 or so it was to start this game, but it's still definitely a factor.
Yeah, it's laid down a little bit, but still good.
If Jeroff is going to make a gutsy call here, you put Chase under the center and you just tell that line to go. Chase is so tall that if you can't get a half yard behind this line, we have got a problem.
That's a Belichick kind of a move. That scares the bejeebers out of me. I'm afraid I'm a sissy. I think I'd punt. But I get the point. I do get the point.
You know, the way your defense has been playing, it's not a terrible play, but I think you are going to see the Warriors punt here.
Going to drop Hoffner back here in punting position.
And Sedgwick has a guy deep, and they on their scouting report says they haven't had a guy deep most of the year.
Riley Hake just came on. All right, he's in on the right side to block. Good snap, gets it away, good punt. Fielded on the 21. Goes to the 25.
Colton Brewer. Good coverage there by the Warriors. Zachary Stukley.
Brewer was there first, and then Brewer finished it up.
Yeah, Stukley was able to slow him down and make him kind of sidestep, and Brewer was there to clean up the mess.
Freshman, or sophomore rather, Luke Lanning down in on the end of that play as well.
Yeah, Lanning's the current long snapper since Palak is injured.
Well, good job on his part. Young kid getting in the game and doing his job there.
All right, 3-point game, 3:29 to go. Sedgwick has the ball in their own 26 against the wind.
You know, I'm not trying to wish ill of us, but boy, if you're the Sedgwick coach, how can you not try to throw against Wheeler right now with that lack of a wheel?
Absolutely. You got to figure their coaches up in the press box are noticing that. Yeah, that's a screenplay. Nicely defended out there by the Warriors.
And, you know, Wheeler didn't make the tackle there, but he made the play.
Well, exactly. I was going to say, I guess that proves me wrong right there that I guess they did go after the guy I said that I'd go after, and look what happened.
About a half-yard gain. Call it 2nd and 9. From their own 27, going to roll the opposite direction. Looking out in the flat, they're going to get that completed to the 30. There'll be a gain of 3 yards.
That was a nice throw there on the run. He had a small window to fit it into and put it down where his receiver and his receiver only could get it.
3rd and 6. Pretty healthy 6.
This is another one of those places where I might try to throw, that 10, 15 yard down the field and just hope for luck.
Yep. They're going to
That's
throw it
right here at the sideline. Oh, nice. I like that. They're calling that a completed pass?
Oh, they called it complete and then out of bounds.
Yep.
We're going to watch the replay right here. I thought he lost the ball as he turned upfield. Okay, turns. Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it is close. That'll be a first down out to the 37. Coach Tioff, I think, pushed that about as far as he could. Right over the middle of the field, man open. Oh! Boy, that hit him between the numbers.
Yeah, that was a good play execution there by Hooper Schroeder, and his receiver wasn't able to make the play.
And once again, right between 4 red jerseys.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, the Sedgwick quarterback tonight is, even though it might not be fully intentional with this wind, he's finding the gaps.
He's fitting them in there in small windows, and he's doing his job.
That receiver was Cale Schroeder. He's a sophomore, maybe a little brother of the quarterback. Wheeler just limped off the field. 2nd and 10 from their own 37. 2:16 to go. Remember, they only have 1 timeout left to call. Pass over this way, correct, and pushed out of bounds. that's a good play by Sedgwick. You don't let him get by you and run for the goal line. And that's going to be short. It'll be 3rd and 1. 2:09 to go. Officials timeout.
He spotted it on the wrong mark.
The officials timeout.
Well, the football never left the sideline.
Yeah, the football's still down here on the
football's
sideline.
still down on the sideline. They had 2 balls.
That Roger and I are arguing with Gene. You can't hear Gene, you just hear Roger and I. But the concern was that they picked the ball up and moved it, but the actual ball that was spotted on the sideline was still there, and Coach Tioff was asking he didn't think the spot was right. Or perhaps they didn't think the spot was right. Maybe they called further measurement.
I think the official on this side is the one that called for the measurement.
Okay.
But yeah, that is correct. The ball never left the spot. The original ball where the ref set it down stayed there the entire time.
I'll take it back out now with the change so that spot can be very accurate. You'll see it yourself here. Boy, there's not very far to go.
They are indeed short.
They are short.
By a length.
Here's what we need, Roger, is we need they've been in that shotgun. We need a poor snap, fumble it, fall on it, move that back a ways. I'm calling for that right now.
Don't be surprised if they take a shot on this one, knowing they're that close on the 4th down.
Absolutely. That'd be a wise call. Figure you'd come back and get it next play. Yep, hand off to Smith. He's got the 1st down. Hold him up at about the 45, push him back. Got 8 yards on the play. They're in on that tackle.
You got a lot of tired kids running around out there on both sides.
You sure do.
They're going to leave it all between the lines tonight.
Warriors doing a lot of platooning here, subbing people in and out. 2 minutes to go. Warrior 45, 3-point game, 38-35. Straight drop. Over the middle. Oh, intercepted! Jared Ray! The man that came in for Heidelberg.
Oh. What a great play by Jared Ray here. You'll see on the replay, he's trailing in coverage and just never leaves. Perfect. And for a guy that, made a little mistake early as a young player to bounce back like that and make a play to essentially seal this ball game. Excellent job by Jared Ray.
Okay, Colton Brewer now in the backfield for Corbin.
Okay, number 33 is Colton Brewer. I'm really hopeful that these are short-term injuries because, boy, we've got some very, very important skill position people going down in this game.
Okay, if we can just get a couple seconds thrown off the clock on each play, we can run this one out.
Hand off straight ahead.
They've got 1 timeout. They're going to use it right now.
They're going to use it right now.
At 1:41 left in the 4th quarter.
Looks like a gain of 3 on that play. That'll put us at 2nd and 7, and that is the final timeout. That's a Tampa State Bank timeout for Sedgwick.
What we need is a play where it takes, each one of these next couple plays needs to take longer than about 10 seconds.
Or you just get a first down.
Well, first down would take care of it too.
Yeah. First game.
There's no doubt about that.
First down, the game's over.
So, first down, game's over. Or if we can just, like I said, get the play to take 10 seconds, and then you can run the clock out on that 4th down.
Darren, you want to do one of those things where the guy just takes it and runs around in circles in the backfield?
Not against this team. Not against this team. This deep in the field. No, I really don't. I think our better, bad as this to say, the better chance is run some time off the clock and then let Hoffner punt with the wind and drive it down there again. But you don't want to drive it so far you out-kick the coverage.
Yeah,
you don't want to give 21 that chance to run with it back either.
Which, you know, they were right on the verge of that on the last punt. Our coverage team did an excellent job of maintaining their lanes there.
All right, here we go, 2nd and 7. Snyder and Brewer are your running backs. Stuklick's the receiver on the left side here. Stringer takes the snap. Straight handoff. That was to Snyder. He goes forward for another 3. Those are really kind of a 3+. If you get that same carry again, you'd be right at the down marker. Jared Ray tried to throw his towel out. He only didn't go very far, and the quarterback starts to go over and pick it up for him. That's no superstars here. All right, this time you've got Neufeld split out up on the top of your screen. Stringer
Bobbled the snap.
Yep. No fumble, though. Oh, man, that's going to be close, I think. Warrior players think...
Warriors think it's a first. No, the spot's not going to get it for him. Spot's going to make it short.
Yeah, it looks like about a...
Ooh, he called it first down. That's the win.
Wow. That's the ball game, folks. If we can hold on to the football.
This ball game was
I'd like to say to Sedgwick Cardinals and Marion Warriors, thank you for an incredible game tonight.
Sedgwick was up 28-22 at halftime. Our score now is 38-25. The scoring obviously slowed down, but boy, the heart and attitude haven't.
Wasn't it 21-6?
At halftime?
No. It for into the first quarter. I believe it was 21-6.
Absolutely, yes.
So we outscored them 32-14 in the final 3 quarters.
You know, and Darren, isn't that kind of similar to what happened last year?
Very much so. Only it was a lot more lopsided score at the end. But I think last year there was a point in time we were down the same 21 points or so. So wow, incredible ball game.
38-35. Darren will get some players and perhaps coaches, whoever he wants, for halftime interviews. While he does that, Roger, let's do our St. Luke Hospital 4th quarter report here. Matter of fact, let's take a quick break for a word from our sponsor. Roger, I don't know if you know anything about St. Luke Hospital, but they sponsor this quarterly report.
It's a pretty good place. Pretty good place. I enjoy my time there.
Not many people say, I love going to the hospital.
I go every day.
Well, this was a fun high school football game. This is the thing. People say sometimes, well, you know, how long have you been doing that? Well, we started in '94. Aren't you tired? Well, you know, sometimes, yeah, but games like this just keep you going.
It was just a great football game. You had 2 teams that, you know, I think Sedgwick's going to be a good football team. I think that, you know, they're going to walk away from this at 1-2, but I think they've got a good schedule in front of them to where they can make a run. And I think this Marion team was a great test for them early in the season. You matched up against a team that, you know, historically there's, I don't want to say bad blood, but there's some hostility that goes between both sides. And then my assistant coach is pumping me through there.
Yes, he is.
So, we're both pretty happy about the result tonight. I thought our guys played just so excellent. You know, the things to clean up, as always. But to grind through with arguably your probably most, not your best player, but probably your one of your main leaders out tonight, the whole game.
Yes.
You had your other leaders running off and on the field every 2 or 3 plays. I think to overcome that and to win a game against a good team, I think these guys have nothing to just be absolutely proud of. I thought it was a great showing by the Warriors on this young season, and definitely something that they can use as they get into the postseason.
I think Darren's got some players corralled down there. Let's go down to the field to Darren Neufeld.
I grabbed these 3 guys because, quite honestly, what I saw tonight was the 3 guys standing with me were the heart and the soul when it came down to it. And I know a couple of them are so banged up they could barely run around on the field. But I just want to catch. So I got Chase Stringer, Corbin Wheeler, and Evan Heiderbrick. Just want to ask you guys your thoughts on the game real quick. How's it feel to get the 2nd year in a row win over Sedgwick?
It's great. When we got injured, it was kind of just good for people to step in, and Jared came in and stepped in for me and made the big play. So
Great.
Darren, can you just go ahead and ask these guys, Evan, clearly, does he know what's up with his left arm?
Okay, they're asking up there, do you have any idea on your shoulder? No, nothing right now, nothing definitive. Corbin, great guts, keeping the play on and off the field. How does it feel once again, senior year, take Sedgwick to the wire, but end up on top?
it feels really good to beat them 2 years in a row. We're the only Marion team that's ever done that. I thought we should have played better, especially defensively. Our offense was all right, but yeah, we still need to work a lot on defense.
Chase, you know, as the game progressed, all your running backs started going down behind you. You didn't have a starting running back left out there. How did you feel as the game went on, you know, to be able to keep moving the ball and what you thought about your offensive line and everything else?
I had confidence in my secondary running backs. I knew they'd come through. We practiced hard. We just got to keep working on it.
Well, good luck, guys. We'll see you in the locker. Thanks.
Darren, any final thoughts?
Well, you know, the nice thing is, and I don't want to say it's an easy game, but the nice thing is next week we got a team in Remington. They haven't done that well so far this year. This team, these guys have had their number all the way through their career so far. So, you know, that's a team or a game we should be able to go down with these injuries and still be very competitive and hopefully come out on top there. 2 weeks down the road, you got Sterling. That's when you really want all these guys back and healthy.
Good point. Very good point. Roger, thoughts?
I've said all I have to say. It was just a great evening for a great high school football game. Proud of our guys and the way they competed, overcome a little adversity with, you know, guys going down and, you know, the next guy up. And, you know, the successes that these guys have had in other sports and last season are only going to help them as they move forward here this season. And I'm looking forward to it.
You know, you can count, and I'm not kidding, on one hand, the number of Marion High School football games that I have missed since 1994, on one hand. Well, I'm going to miss next week. Last week I thought I was going to have to miss because I was going to have a grandson born. Next week I have to miss because my daughter's getting married, and apparently a couple's engagement party is a thing. That was news to me.
Yeah, they are.
And so I have to go to Kansas City for that. I will miss being on the road with you guys. We invite all of you Warrior fans to get on the road to Remington. It's a short drive. Go see the Warriors play. Until then, I want to thank Danny Maddox and Jay Smith, Gene Winkler, Roger Schroeder, Darren Neufeld. This is Mike Powers saying good night, Mr. and Mrs. Warrior fan. Good night, Red. Good night, Kevin. Good night, Gabby Gabbard. Wherever you may be.